Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy joins me by phone. Good evening, sir. I'm sure that it's very tough for you. You represent the state of Louisiana. Are you at the Sugar Bowl tonight? Because I know that Louisiana is trying to make it as normal as possible for its citizens.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was telling people, terrorism wins if it strikes fear in our heart and makes us not do things we normally do. Now, frankly, I wasn't going to go to the Sugar Bowl, but I said, heck, I'm going to go have a great time because a terrorist is not going to disrupt the freedom of the United States. And by the way, people are having a great time. The game, if you're a Notre Dame fan, is going pretty well. Maybe Georgia's moving the ball now. But that said, the point is people are in the stadium. They're enjoying themselves. We are going to defy his terrorism.
You know, looking at the Super Bowl, it's on our screen, looking at the Superdome, rather. I actually slept on a bus there during Katrina next to there because we're up to our eyeballs in water. It's also going to be the host of the Super Bowl this year. You know, in terms of security, can we ever protect ourselves? Because we don't know a lot about this terrorist, but he does. I mean, I don't know if there's any notice to people leading up to the last few days.
No, there doesn't seem to have been notice. That said, there's a level of security for like a Sugar Bowl or a Taylor Swift concert, or which was recently here, or something like that. It's to the next level for a national political convention, presidential visit, and for a Super Bowl, because they know the terrorist wishes to make the biggest impact when there's more media focus. Sugar Bowl is a big deal. Super Bowl is an even bigger deal. There is going to be already a ramp up in security for the Super Bowl. I can promise you it's going to be ramped up even more now.
You know, he left writings or videos saying that he was committed to his faith. He was going to, to separate the believers from the disbelievers. And I certainly would like to see the Muslim community come out very hard and strong against killing people instead of the praise for any martyrdom. You know, I think this would be a good opportunity for them to do that tonight.
Yeah, I agree. But by the way, there's probably a billion or more than a billion Muslims. We've had 3 such attacks in the last 10 years. So you don't want to paint a broad brush. I know a lot of engineers and doctors and business people who are incredibly honorable, who are business people, who would just condemn this. So the more public, the better. It reassures others. And we're first Americans, by the way. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I'm just saying is to sort of stifle this just for the very reason so that there isn't that broad brush that's painted, is so that if there's strong statements coming out from some big leaders, I mean, it's always a little bit helpful, I think, and it's certainly not going to bring back the 14 lives that were murdered.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And right now, kind of all Americans have their part to do, and one is to enjoy life. I don't want to sound trite, but terror wins if it strikes fear in our hearts and keeps us from doing what we are ordinarily going to do. And liberty wins, freedom wins if we are brave. So be brave.
Are you confident? I mean, we've seen two assassination attempts on President-elect Donald Trump. We've got an inauguration coming up in this city. People will be coming from all across the country. Are you satisfied that our Secret Service, our FBI, can really protect the level of security and safety that we've at least have expected out of them? Or are there serious leadership problems that should heighten our alarm?
Well, there's been recent reports about ongoing problems with the Secret Service. The first thing to address a problem is to diagnose a problem. I say that as a physician. So that's number one. Number two, though, the hardest thing is how do you protect soft targets? Bourbon Street is a soft target. By the way, every city in our country has a soft target. So it's not just New Orleans, it's just that New Orleans happened to be picked this time. So there's always going to be that potential for soft targets being targeted. Now, if you live in Liberty, that kind of gives you soft targets. That said, I'd rather take that small risk of somebody attempting to hurt me than live in a society which locked us down, and every 10 feet you have another checkpoint. But Gretchen, anytime there is a outdoor event, there's a soft target. There's that little bit of a risk. We just can't let that damage our enjoyment of life.
Well, to borrow what you said about saying something, quote, trite, perhaps let me say something some may think is trite, but see something, say something, which can, oftentimes save some lives if we all spoke up more often. Senator Bill Cassidy, thank you, sir.